hey, I'm doing a video. Because a few weeks ago, or months now probably, I asked Tumblr to send me some questions that I can answer. Now I get questions on Tumblr a lot, but not ones I'd really answer. Not necessarily like ones that I requested to answer, but like, hey, what turns you on? Wouldn't you like to know? So I've got two questions here, which is actually perfect, because one is sort of a not so serious video game in one, and the other is a really serious one, which has taken up most of the page here. Yeah, I got my notes on this little emoji notebook that my mum got me for what did she get me? For Easter. Yeah, that's the one. Right, so let's go. So the first question that Genofu, that's Tumblr user Genofu, asked me what video game, or I'm trying to remember it here because I didn't write the whole question down and it's not on my laptop. So they asked me, what video game or movie are you most embarrassed to fan about, or something like that. And honestly, absolutely none. I don't care. I like Hateful Boyfriend. I played dating games. I didn't give a shit. This is one of my favourite movies. That's technically it wasn't really a video game movie, so a children's movie. I actually got this. This was when it came out. My mum got it for my birthday, and then I just sort of never got rid of it. It's even got like AOL keyword on here. Gosh, that's so old. So yeah, this is the third Pokemon movie. That's my favourite one. And I haven't really seen the others. And of course, like, I've got all the like Dragon Age and Far Cry tattoos and shit, so I'm just not really embarrassed by things I like. I mean, I used to be embarrassed of my fetishes and that, and then I was just like, you know what? Fuck that. Hey guys, this is what I'm into. Deal with it. So yeah, sorry to disappoint you. I'm really not embarrassed about anything. I don't care if I'm 27 and I like Minecraft. Big wow. That just sounded so sarcastic and 90s of me. Wow, okay. Anyway, moving on. Anonymous asked, how often how do you get yourself out of a funk? Now this was an amazing question. I got it and I was just like, oh my god, I am definitely answering this, even for fuck's sake, Caleb. I don't care. I've tried to do this like 5 times now. Anyway, so I saw it and I was just like, this is definitely something I'm answering because it's an amazing question. I'm gonna have to cut all that. Anyway, so I'll sort of start off with the generic. The generic, going out, taking a walk, exercising. Fucking do that. Water, enough sleep, I don't know. Do something creative. Although with me, when I do something creative, it's usually art, and then I usually get in a funk because my art's not that great, and then it's sort of, it's a vicious circle basically. And honestly, I'm gonna go personal now. When I'm in a funk, I like to just ignore everything, just ignore everyone, and just take like the afternoon or the evening to just like lay in bed like a rock and just try to think about good things that happened. But that doesn't always work, because you start thinking about good things and then you think about that embarrassing time you did that thing like 10 million years ago and you still haven't got over it, even though nobody else probably thinks about it. So anyway, that's what I can say. Like the generic, if you go and ask someone on Tumblr, if you go and look up something online for it, for getting out of a funk, then yeah, that's probably what they're suggesting. They're right. Like, I don't know, I always feel good after a nice shower. I prefer baths, but whatever. And sleeping, yeah, obviously you're gonna feel better after sleeping. Or just, 5 energy drinks after not sleeping. That was bad. And speaking of bad, there are bad things that I personally do which I probably shouldn't. So when I get in a funk, I smoke a lot. the previous job I had, I got really stressed. I hated it. I smoked a lot. Junk food. I live like 1 minute away from a Domino's, and I'm just sort of, every time I order there, I'm always like, right, next time I order it has to be like at least a few weeks later, because I don't want them to like know my name and that, even though they probably already do. And I eat a lot, like junk foods. That's not a good one. Unless you're really hungry, then yeah. I mean, I love Domino's. I don't actually eat it. I don't binge eat when I'm... Well, I do sometimes, but not all the time, because lately I haven't really been in much of a funk, so... And I do get Domino's more when I do good things rather than that. Although, why did I get it the other day? I got it the other day, but... Oh, that's because there was no food in the house, and I came home from work, and I was just like... It's gonna be a Domino's day today. And it was. And it was good, except my tooth infection. Well, at the time I didn't know it was an infection. It was just like, I can't eat this pizza right. And that was sad. Alcohol. I wrote it down, but when I have alcohol, I'm usually in a good mood and it's usually happy. Although the other night I did drink just because it was there and people were giving me drinks and cigarettes, and that was a good night, so... Yeah, I would not, absolutely, if you're in a depressed mood, do not drink. I've dealt with people who get all, like, emotional when they're drunk and start crying and apologising for things that they never even did, and it's just, yeah, it is one of the bad things that you shouldn't do. Also, weeds. I don't know why I wrote that down there. Never in a funk when I smoke weed. I mean, I don't smoke weed. That would be illegal. Tattoos. When I get in a funk, when I get bored, I'm just like, you know what, let's go to Yarmouth and get a tattoo. And this one I got when I was doing that job that I didn't like. It's of the Far Cry 4 Royal Army symbol. I actually love it, despite being depressed when I got it. And the other tattoos I just got on my birthday, so that. But it's a weird one. I don't know why I wrote it down as bad, because tattoos are good things and they're beautiful to look at, but then if you get in a really bad mood, you do something stupid and then you regret it, and I guess that works with the same with tattoos. Like, I don't know, when I get tattoos, people are like, huh, are you gonna regret that? Are you sure that's a good idea? And I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. I've still got a job. I've been hired elsewhere. Like, when I was a carer, on the first day I put I only had that one and those two, the two sharks, and I put plasters over them, because that's what they said in the training, like, it was like, don't have tattoos on show, so I just, like, covered them. And then the carer that I was working with, like, doing the shadowing, she was just like, oh, were they fresh or something? I'm like, no, they just told us to cover them up. And she's like, well, next time you come in, don't wear them. The plasters. And I'm like, okay, Nan. So yeah, I guess it's just like one of those things some businesses don't like. I don't know. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend, if you're depressed, going to a tattooist, getting some really rad artwork and then thinking, shit, I didn't really want this. Also, a new tattooist opened up, like right next to the Domino's, basically. Well, there's like a hair salon there, and there's something in between the Domino's and the tattooist, and the tattooist is called Ink 182. I love that. I think I just need to go there. I'm just gonna go in there and just be like, yeah, because of the pun. That's amazing. Right, so this one is sort of half bad, but not too bad. I mean, I wrote treat yourself, so that's obviously spending money. Spending money always makes me feel good. But I never spend, like, I never overspend. Like, I know people can sort of get into that habit where they're spending so much money, getting loads of credit cards and not able to pay it back, and that's not something I do. I'm 100% in credit, and I like that, so yeah, I treat myself every now and then. I'm actually going to start a video series on reviewing stuff that I bought. And if I don't think of a better name, it's going to be called Shoppy McShopface. Rest in peace, Boaty McBoatface. The submarine thing doesn't work. So yeah, I buy anything. I've got like table of stuff. Like, I do buy t-shirts, but this t-shirt that I'm wearing right now, it was actually given to me, so this is my special shirt. So I buy things like various anime and video game figures. Here's Colossal Titan, he is my boyfriend. It's a bust of him, like check out this bust. It's very busty. I bought this years ago, I still got it. I haven't been into Attack on Titan as much, but I still like look at it and think, this is beautiful. I should get more I should cosplay as Colossal Titan, just have a 5'3" person running around, and yeah, I should do that. I'm already thinking about my October cosplays as well, and that's another thing, cosplaying, that makes me feel so good. I mean, there are times when people have messaged me, oh, you look good as this person, but inserts his cis white guy who's obviously tall, who obviously can grow his own facial hair, is better than you. Oh, it is amazing, if not perfect, and I'm just there like, of course he is. And some people are just sent random hate, like, oh, don't do that, that's just like, shut up, I do what I want. And honestly, my cosplays for October, red versus blue, one cosplay, redoing Inimuta from Kill la Kill, added more lights, cosplays for lights, fantastic. Yeah, so if you I don't know, just go to like a nerd convention or something and just look how much fun they're having. I mean, not everyone has fun, but this was a question directed at me, so I'm answering as good as I can. Anyway, back to shopping. So I buy video games. I prefer to buy them second-hand, like from Game or CEX or eBay. I bought my Xbox from eBay and I don't give a shit, and I know people are like, oh, you shouldn't buy like things like that on eBay because they might not work and then you might not get a refund, but mine works fine. My microphone was from eBay. My phone is second-hand from my mum. This camera I also got from eBay. I tried to record this video, like this exact video, the other day on this camera, but it turns out I'm gonna need to get a camcorder. I review that when I buy it. Another thing that I always buy, and as you know I love these because I've reviewed them a few times, Lush bath bombs. Now, if you're in a funk, these are amazing. I know, like, you get all those Tumblr queens and they suggest having a nice bath, and then people are like, oh, you can't tell people that self-care is having a bath. It's like, but for some people these work. Some people love to sit in a bath of pink or colours that turn into a like glittery brown, which is still quite nice. People love it. I love it. I just, oh my god, they're fantastic. I know they're quite expensive and you can get like cheaper ones at like drugstores and like Boots and Superdrug and that, but honestly the Lush ones are just fantastic and I'm gonna keep buying them. I don't care. You can be a man who likes pink bath bombs. So yeah, I'm obviously gonna review, that's gonna be the first episode of Shoppy McShopface. It's gonna be reviewing what I bought when I had that interview. Yeah, look, honestly, if I can't think of a better name, that's what it's gonna be. I also treat myself, so these are probably common in America, because I got them at an American shop. Well, a candy shop that gets American food in. And they were £2.50 and they didn't last me that long because they were so gorgeous. So when I'm out and about, if I see like an American candy shop, I think, oh, I'll have a nice treat. Or I go into Tesco's and I'm like, oh, I'll have some donuts. I'll have, I don't know. I brought some frozen yogurt the other day and that looked really nice because it was on sale. And because of my tooth infection, I can't eat really hard or chewy food, so I'm like eating mush basically. Okay, I was just checking if it should be time for a tablet. What else do I buy? I buy lots of things, like small treats. I also buy like little gems and that. These can be picked up pretty cheap on eBay. My favourite is obsidian. I want to get like an obsidian necklace. I've got like a blue sandstone one and a rose quartz one, but I should get obsidian. I'm not really sure about the properties of healing and that, but they're pretty to look at. I should get some more. So I do like them. What else have we got here? Oh, that's like small things. Therapeutic stuff. Art, books, incense sticks, that's what I wrote down. I've got this box which you put incense sticks in, and I got some peach ones and they smell gorgeous. It was actually, I think you can see it like right there somewhere. So you've so there's that. It smells nice. It's nice. It's not for everyone though, which is fair enough. And now onto the one that really means a lot to me, and last time I recorded this I felt so happy after. So I've written mementos. So you see that wall behind me, that's got a lot of stuff like art that I drew. I think that's also my art where it was featured on of someone else's video. David Cameron's face, that's when I cosplayed him and that was great. Star Wars face, Attack on Titan flag. And then I've got my chalkboard, which is my dentist appointment and the episode that my art was in, just so although I remember it, it's just nice to look at and think, oh yeah. I guess with the art thing there's also comparisons. No, I guess you could do it with fanfics as well. You can sort of go back, read your old work, then read your current work and think, yep, I've improved, and I will put up a comparison thing that I did the other day. Someone mentioned me in a comment. Okay, I bet that's going to be mildly offensive to me, but whatever. Yeah, so I'm going to put up a thing, what I did the other day, which is an art I did last year and an art I did 2 days ago. And then you can see if I've improved. I mean, I can see that I've improved, and it just fuels me to do better. I don't know, it's just you look at it and you think, yes, I can do this. I can do better than what this is, which is great. I've also got this from when I cosplayed the Mad King from X-Ray and Vav. It's signed by Jack and Adam Kovic, which is just like two of my favourite people from the internet. It's kind of old and beaten up, so like yeah, I would have taken it to other conventions to get other people to sign it from Rooster Teeth, but it's just like, no, this is a bit, it's gonna fall apart because it's quite weak material, but it is one of my favourite things, and I always have it near to, like, on the side, so I can look at it and just be like, yes, here it is. It looks gross, but it's fantastic, and it's just like, it reminds me of a really good time I had, which is really nice to think about. And then finally, I've got this book. Anyone who ordered the Kyrat edition of Far Cry 4 will also have this book. I love notebooks. I fucking love them. I have so many fucking notebooks. Half of them aren't even used and I still want more. And it's just like, yeah, so the more notebooks I have, the better. So maybe I'll do a wish.com order and just buy like notebooks, or an Etsy order. For Shoppy McShopface. So in this one in particular, this is the one that I picked to show. I've got a load of quotes, and it's basically got like things where start like 2015 failed, 2016 is the year, and all these quotes from various things. And like I just like sort of stick things in that, like I had poor mental health, and the 20th of the first 2015, the day of change. Fuck this. Because I've sort of written stuff down, and then I've come back like months later and wrote more stuff on there, like the gold pen is sort of cosplay plans that I never did. And a letter from my Australian friends. Thing, which is when you get a good feedback at work, you get this voucher, and to go in the shop and buy things, and I honestly think that I could have got alcohol with that, but then I thought, no, I'm gonna put them in this book. And they're gonna remind me that I did good. And I actually went into work yesterday and I looked at the board where they put all the good cards, and I had another one on there that was just like, yes, because I saw it on their Facebook page and I was like, wait, that looks like my handwriting, that looks like my Caleb smiley face, have a good enjoy your stay. This one is a good page. 23rd of the 1st 2016, officially Caleb. That's when I changed my name. And then rant, because ranting helps, about thieves and when they stole my shit, which is actually wrong because that's on the 12th of the 1st and that's the 23rd, so I sort of missed a page and then went back and wrote something else there, and I was just like, oh, that doesn't make sense. And then it does sort of, I've got like a huge like bit here, which is like this many pages so far, but I've still got to add more stuff to it. It's just like small acknowledgements and giving confidence boosts and that. Like I wrote a rant about it, and it's just like what people have said to me, like really nice things, like thanks for the art, looks great, and that, like that's a picture of me. They were doing that thing in the Rooster Teeth store where if you tagged your picture in there and it's just like, hey, here's a picture of me in a shirt like that, and then I was on there and that was just like awesome. Pictures from the October MCM Expo, of course with Adam Kovic. I'm like a huge fanboy. I just like, I will be sitting there and I'll just be like, remember that time at October Expo when I got drunk dressed as David Cameron and then saw Adam Kovic in a pub and someone explained the whole gross pig thing? So yeah, that's just really good. I wish I was going to Expo this month, but I can't. I've got various screenshots where my art has been featured and things, and that was, yeah, this is the art I did, which I did that art, and that's why I've got this t-shirt now, so that was really great. Actually, this is one of my favourite t-shirts, I love it. And there's a selfie of me that was in a Funhouse video, which is fucking great. So I don't have much else in there, but I do need to screenshot some more things, because with a book like this, I would highly encourage it. It doesn't even have to be like things where like my art and face have been featured. Like there are some like Twitter things where people have said nice things to me. What was that? Where people have said really nice things to me, and like it could just be like if someone on Tumblr messages me saying, oh look, you look pretty today, and then I'd screenshot that shit and print out and put it in here. I know it's lame and nerdy and sort of fanboyish and that, but it really, really does make the difference. I'm feeling a lot better now. I woke up today like, what am I going to do today? My tooth was hurting, my brother brought pizza, which I can't eat because it hurts. And then I looked at that book and now I'm just thinking, wow, what's this? Oh, that's a dentist appointment. Yeah, and I feel really good now. So honestly, out of everything, to get yourself out of a funk, get yourself a nice little notebook, decorate it with pretty things, like mine's got a pink ribbon and a crown. Decorate it with pretty things, and then just write little notes to yourself, to your future self. Write about the things that you've done in life that make you happy. Could be anything. And then just like constantly take screenshots. Show your friends as well. Like, hey, look at what this, like I've got a couple of friends which I send screenshots to that are things that have happened to me, and it's just like, oh, way to go you, and it's just like, oh. Yeah, I get really overwhelmed and excited, so I'm just sort of like, yeah. And honestly, when I met Adam Kovic, I could hardly speak. It was just like, I'm fucking ridiculous, and I'm in a really fucking good mood right now. Thank you for asking that, and I hope I've been able to help you. I hope you find something in this babble that I've given. So video game / movie, nothing that embarrasses me. Like the Pokemon movie 3. Yeah, just nothing that really embarrasses me. And for how to get yourself out of a funk, honestly, my number one would definitely be a notebook with personal memories and little things, and it could even be things that you find. So thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want. Bye. I had that smell lingering all over me, and it wasn't very nice because that was a very bad time in my life, and it was just a load of disappointment. And even my mum was like, how did you do that job for so long? And I was just like, you gotta work.